Welcome in, everyone, to episode 49 of the Meme Streams 32 Teams podcast. We are back with another episode. I'm Justin,
I am Eddie.
and I almost said episode 39, even though 5 seconds before starting it, I said it was episode 49. But anyways, week 7 is gone. Week 8 is ahead of us. I was going to say in front of us and ahead of us, and I almost put it together, but
Same thing.
already off to a bad start with my own English usage, but man, week 7 was...
About what we expected.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It was the first week where it was almost every game was exactly how we expected.
Yeah. There's
A lot of blowouts.
I feel bad for this week because we knew what was gonna happen and then it happened. I
don't know how to give it much love.
I
There were a few games that were entertaining. But by few I mean like 2.
yeah. I mean, let's be honest. We had 6 weeks of good football. We were bound to have a bad week, right?
Yeah.
They just got to pick it up in week 8. That's all. So
7 blowouts
so just
for week 7. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, it was a weird week. But we'll jump into the news, as we always do. Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard, both starting wide receivers for the Packers, are going to miss Week 8 versus Arizona because they're both on the COVID list. I mean, I personally wasn't really expecting Green Bay to go into Arizona and win anyways, but now I'm...
I'm less excited about that game if I'm the Packers.
Yeah. They were going to need everyone on board to be able to compete with Arizona, but
yeah,
now it's going to look a little bleak. Jared Jeudy for Denver is set to return versus Washington. It will help the team, but they have other issues. It's mostly at quarterback. Unfortunately, I mean,
to say the least, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had 3 good weeks of Bridgewater playing well, and then he got injured in, I think it was week 4, week 5 with a concussion, and then hasn't been good since. So, him coming back is a positive, but it won't fix their issues.
No.
Dak hurt his calf on the last play against New England and is set to play versus Minnesota. They play Sunday night, so just a little bit extra time to come back. Plus, both teams are coming off of a bye, so Dak getting a bye week also helps. Cam Akers, who tore his Achilles before the season, Sean McVay said he could return if we make the playoffs. And I'm like, so when you make the playoffs?
It's very possible that Cakers will be playing.
Yeah, Cakers. It's my favorite nickname. So again, that would only help the team. So I don't know why
much help.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. We don't need the Rams to get any better. Our first record has been broken. Tom Brady passes 600 passing touchdowns. Technically, he's now at 602. But Eddie, you have the list, right, of what?
Yeah. The fan, of course, Mike Evans caught it, ran over and threw it to a fan, as you do, before he realized that was number 600. And I don't know if you saw the clip of him freaking out on the sideline that he just threw that ball
so
away.
bad.
Yeah. But ended up one of the, I guess, equipment managers, somebody went over and bartered with him and got the ball back. And the Bucks have, I feel like this list keeps growing.
Yep.
Initially, I think it was just a signed jersey and $1,000 to the store. And then Tom Brady said last night that he was also going to give him a Bitcoin on top of that.
Yep.
And now the list is 2 signed jerseys and a helmet from Tom Brady, a signed Mike Evans jersey and his game cleats, $1,000 to the team storage, and 2, I guess it says 2 season passes. I assume 2 tickets for the rest of this season and all of next season. So anybody who keeps on claiming, oh, he should have just kept the ball, no, he did the right thing.
I think it feels weird to give him like Tom Brady gear and Mike Evans gear and then say, here's an extra $1,000 to the team store, when it's like you should have just given him $1,000 in
$1,000.
cash.
Well, I mean,
Like, why is he gonna go buy like a jersey if he's already got?
he's got 3 now,
Yeah.
and a helmet, and some cleats, all signed.
I don't know.
I mean, why not? Can I get that as $1,000 like food and drink credit
Oh, please.
for the next season and a half that I will be here?
Honestly, I would prefer that more.
I would much rather prefer that, especially if I just got all the gear I can handle.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brady sort of got pressured into giving that Bitcoin with just like, oh, he should have kept the ball. It wasn't worth, what he got out of it. And then I'm sure Brady was like, okay, here.
The best comment I saw on everything was that fan came to the game expecting to lose $500-$600 on his ticket, his
Mm-hmm.
whoever he came with's ticket, food, drink, travel, whatever. He expected to come and lose money and have a good day. He never would have expected anything like this. So no matter what he ends up getting out of it, it's a plus.
Yeah, I mean, good for that guy, I guess, right?
Very good for that guy.
I'm jealous.
My favorite comments are, if I would have got the ball, I would have ran out of there like Derrick Henry. Like, okay,
I'm sure security would have stopped you at first and been like, we can't hold you here, but like, we have a question.
please. Yeah, I don't know how that works out.
I really don't. I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know, but anyway,
But a player that ran out of his team, got traded. Joe Flacco is back with the Jets after being there last season, and he's back. They got traded from the Eagles for a 6th-round pick, which could become a 5th based on play time. So
how did we get in this timeline of Super Bowl winning Joe Flacco gets traded to the Jets for a 6th, maybe a 5th round pick?
Well, it's because in the next set of news, Zach Wilson is out 2 to 4 weeks with a PCL sprain. So,
Yeah.
which, as much as I wanted Zach Wilson to play well this season, this is going to sound really weird. I think the injury might be the best thing because
Let
he
him
was
take a
just
step back.
yes, because he was just getting destroyed week in and week out, and I know injury's not the way that I would have wanted him to not be playing. Like I would have heard it they just like benched him.
Yeah,
But
a wake up call is a wake up call.
yeah, and then bringing Joe
However,
Flacco back will help. Hopefully will help him. But
for a 6th round.
yeah, it's so weird, right?
Dude has a ring and is possibly on the way to the Hall of Fame, and just got traded for a 6th.
And then you have like Cam Newton, MVP, Super Bowl attendee, not even on a team.
Not even playing
It's like,
at all.
what happened? How do we get here?
The young guys.
And then you have Nick Foles, the guy who took the Eagles all the way to a Super Bowl, and he's the 3rd string.
He's the 3rd string on another team right now.
So, like, man, I don't know what's going on anymore. But another quarterback who did make a Super Bowl, Jimmy Garoppolo, they asked Kyle Shanahan, is Jimmy G the 49ers starting quarterback? And he goes, I would guess so. That's not
What does that
very,
mean?
it's not very comforting.
What does that mean?
I feel like he's just kind of sitting there going, this is what I'm stuck with, so
This is the hand I'm dealt.
I
mean, it's
you know,
that and Trey Lance, neither of which are performing
no.
extremely well at this point, or good by any means right now. So I think Kyle Shanahan should just come back to Atlanta as offensive coordinator. That's just me.
You think he would take a step back from head coach?
I think if he gets bullied out of head coaching, yeah.
But
That's going to take more than a bad season or two.
I forgot. Did he take Jimmy G to the Super Bowl? Was that his team?
That was, what year was that? Because he started in San Francisco 2017. No, 20.
It was 2 years ago.
Then yes.
It was the 49ers versus the
He's
Chiefs.
been the head coach. He's been the head coach since, I want to say, 2017 or 2018. Let's see. He has been the head coach since 2017.
Super Bowl 44.
So that
February
would've
2nd,
been-
2020. 2 seasons
That
ago.
would've been-
Look at that.
Yeah, I want him back.
What a fall from grace. And the last bit of news, is Nick Chubb is set to return in Week 8. Baker Mayfield, with his torn labrum in his non-throwing hand or non-throwing arm,
Or-
uh,
yeah,
is
Great
still
news.
hurting. He's remaining
Ooh,
absent from practice. So
great news for the Browns. They're getting Chubb back. Well, maybe it's not as good
I
of news. Let's just go ahead and start talking about that game.
yeah,
A homeboy third string off the practice squad. I don't know where he came from. I think he was third string. He ain't third string no more.
he is a undrafted third season player.
He was the guy. Did I see this? Somebody told me this. He was the guy that tried out for the Saints out of college,
Yep.
didn't make the team, went and played in the AFL
He
for a little bit,
he messaged
and
every AFL team, if I remember correctly, for a
every
tryout.
NFL team.
Was it NFL? Was that the one?
It was every NFL team. He messaged him through Instagram or Twitter, one of the two.
Ugh.
DM'd every single one of them saying, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm from. I think he's from UCF.
Yes.
Um, tried out with the Saints. I'm playing in the AFL now to hone my skills. I would love a tryout." And then that was, I guess, when was the AFL? 2 years ago. Um, and now here he is, and he just made a name for himself.
Dude,
So
it's
I
it's
imagine
just
he's gonna get worked in a little bit more. And I don't know if we even said his name. To Ernest Johnson,
here it is. He DM'd every AAF team in 2018
AAF. Okay,
asking for a tryout. Then he made the Orlando team.
so
He
what?
would say, "Hi, my name is Ernest Johnson. I'm the former running back for the University of South Florida. After finishing college at USF, I attended a training camp with the New Orleans Saints, where I've been since a free agent. I'm very interested in becoming a part of the Alliance League and would love the chance to send in my highlight video for all to view. Thank you."
He sent that to all 8 of them, 12 of them.
I don't know how many teams there were. There were many.
I think there were 8.
Maybe like
Still,
4.
props to him. I don't know. Atlanta had one.
But I mean, he
Atlanta
put
legend.
up 22 rushes, 146 and a touchdown in a very sloppy game.
A very sloppy game.
So
But I would imagine after seeing that, he would get a little bit more play time, especially until they can get back to full strength.
yeah,
Um, Case Keenum filling in for Baker. Average game, 200 yards, a touchdown, 1 sack.
honestly, them having Case Keenum as their backup is
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 best case
amazing.
scenario. Yeah, they got somebody that knows what they're doing at least, or knows how to at least read a defense. Been around for a
I
little
don't
bit.
really think that their play is sort of going to change with Case Keenum. I think obviously it showed here
It doesn't seem like
their defense keeps the other team low scoring and they focus on running the ball. Like the Browns have a very just like simple style of play and it's working.
it's.
No
They're
matter
4-3 to say it's working. It worked here against a struggling Denver team.
I mean, they should be, in my opinion, they should be 6-1.
Their one loss being the Cardinals.
Correct. They should have beat the Chargers. There was that pass interference call we talked about 2 weeks ago. And then week 1, they should have beaten the Chiefs.
They were like one drive
Yeah.
or one set of downs away.
So I think they should be 6-1. Obviously, they didn't execute. Maybe the penalty, whatever. They're 4-3. But
Yeah.
their
And
style
now
of
with their
play
injuries,
doesn't change regardless of who's there.
it obviously doesn't look like it with their starting quarterback and first and second string running backs being out. Is Baker capable of throwing a 500-yard, 3-touchdown game? Yeah. Is Case Keenum capable of doing it? Probably. Now it looks like Ernest Johnson is capable of filling in the role of both Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So yeah, I don't see why they would change their game plan at this point. It worked here. Next week they have the Steelers.
Who are coming
Be
off a
another,
bye.
yeah. So it'll be another ground game on both sides.
Let me ask you this with the Browns, in your opinion. Do you think Baker can lead this team on a playoff run? Because obviously, like
When-
their running backs, no matter who they play, like they at this point could probably put anyone there and they'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Their wide receivers, they have talent. Their defense is playing well.
You're asking if Baker is enough of a leader?
Correct.
I believe so. He did it in college. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do it in the NFL, which isn't the case for 90% of the quarterbacks that come out of college and make it to the
Unfortunately.
NFL. Baker has that leadership mentality, and he's definitely. I would go out on a limb and say Browns as a whole probably have the best locker room chemistry. Just thinking of the guys that are on the,
I would say so.
if not the best, easily probably top five. Um, but yeah, I think the Browns have the talent to do it, and I think Baker's more than enough capable of a leader. Will they actually do it? I don't know. NFC North, AFC North is
It's
the
dangerous.
biggest toss up of a division right now.
I mean, I said the
Well, I take that
Browns. I said the Browns are playing well, and they're sitting at third in the division.
Yeah,
So, like,
I
how
mean,
well
look,
are they actually playing compared to the other two teams?
well, you're talking the other two teams being uh,
Baltimore and Cincy.
Baltimore and Cincinnati, yeah, who are both playing out of their mind. But even still, they're only one game back, the Browns.
Yeah.
So
And they could be one game up if they had just executed on two other games.
yeah,
So, like,
but looking forward, I mean, they've got. I think yeah, they've yet to play the Bengals or the Ravens this year, so they'll have plenty of opportunity to catch up and get ahead.
they actually play the Ravens in back-to-back weeks. Well, back-to-back games, but they have a bye
Bye week.
in
That's
between.
weird.
Yeah. It looks
Okay,
weird when you see the schedule without the bye week listed because it just says Lions, Ravens, Ravens, Raiders. And you're like, that's.
that's not supposed to happen unless it's a week 17, week 18 into wild card.
Mm-hmm. So
But
I think the Browns are fortunate to have Case Keenum. If they had, sorry, to the other side, the Broncos, like if they had like a Drew Lock, they wouldn't be winning. They would be,
they would
so
be they would be signing Joe Flacco.
I think the Broncos, unfortunately, I mean, they have a lot of issues, but I don't know if Bridgewater is that guy anymore.
Um, we thought he was that guy. We said we needed to see what else they could do. Then they actually played four good teams and lost all four of them. So I don't think Bridgewater's the guy. I don't think the Broncos defense is as good as they actually looked against the Giants, the Jaguars, and
Mm-hmm.
the Jets. But if there were ever some tune-up games, that was the perfect way to start your season. And now here they are, 3-4, dropped four straight, and don't have an easy road ahead of them.
They play Washington, so maybe they can get away with something, right? Because Washington
Yeah,
hasn't been looking good, but then they go to Dallas, and
good luck.
yeah,
Fortunately, Eagles, depending on which Eagles team shows
they
up.
they could win like 3 games rest of their season.
Yep.
Could.
Yeah.
But I honestly I see them at best finishing the season 5-12 based on how it's trending. So
That's so bad whenever you realize that they won their first 3 games of the season. You're saying they're going to finish
2 and 12.
2-12. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, the first thing you said about this game is the Broncos need help,
A lot.
and a lot of it.
The Browns just need to get back into executing correctly. That's really it for them. Cuz
And it's been somewhat the same story for the Browns the past 2 or 3 years. They've got all this talent, they've got all this potential, and they do so good, but they just can't finish.
yeah.
And it's still a continuing trend, unfortunately. But what is it going to take for them to finally get over that hump?
Either Baker stepping up or the coaching staff like figuring it out. It's one of those two. I personally don't know, but it's for me it's one of those. So
Yeah,
maybe the coaching staff that they have isn't the right one. Who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe Baker isn't that guy. But they need to make playoffs and really show out instead of just like running over the 12-4 Steelers again. It was embarrassing. I mean, this could be a whole different conversation if they had beat the Chiefs last playoffs, like they should have technically,
hmm,
right? Like if they had beat them and then taken that momentum and beaten Buffalo and made the Super Bowl, like we'd be having a whole different conversation.
100%. But the fact that they haven't, their one playoff win last year was against the once 12-0 Steelers, and then they finished their season 0-7. So I don't know how much we can put into that.
How do they? I don't know how they played that bad, man.
Somebody flipped the switch, and it just
Pretty much. But
then
moving
again,
to Denver's opponent from next week, Washington. They went into Green Bay and pretty much what was expected happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It really just felt like a normal game for Aaron Rodgers.
The
And
only
then
thing that is concerning, Washington is concerning
Mhm.
as a whole, but even more so, Tyler Heineke was their leading rusher. They have two
Yeah.
amazing running backs, and combined, they didn't equal Heineke. Granted, he did have one 38-yard run that just he managed to weasel away, but
I
this
don't
is
know.
not the same team that beat the Falcons, for instance.
It to me, I think it's literally, unfortunately, it's just the quarterback position. They have the talent, and I feel like
Yeah,
they don't know what to do with Mr. Heineken. You know what I mean?
and I can't say I blame him.
Yeah.
He's not Fitzpatrick like they had hoped.
He's not
So
really like coming into his own at all.
he looked like he was there for a little bit though, and then I guess it's the same thing that we see with rookie quarterbacks or rookie wide receivers. They come out, they have an amazing first season, and then that sophomore slump because people understand what they do now. Maybe it just happened a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah, like he played in the first week because obviously Fitzpatrick got injured. He threw one touchdown, no interceptions. They barely lost to a Chargers team. And they barely beat the Giants. Technically, probably should have lost. There was that offsides call on the field goal that was
Yeah.
missed. Then, obviously, they played the Bills. I'm not really going to worry about that game. Then they played you guys, Atlanta, and they won 3-0.
Barely.
He threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, he looked good. And I was like, oh, maybe he's the guy. Then they
Yeah.
played New Orleans, and then
The Chiefs and then the Packers, and
yeah,
now here they are at 2-5. And one play in the Giants could have been the downfall. One, if the refs would have done their damn job, could have been the Falcons' win.
yeah. I mean, technically, yeah, the team could be 0-7 right now.
Like they're literally that close,
Mm-hmm.
like quite literally 2 flags away from being 0-7.
Man,
Packers, on the other hand, they're rolling.
they're 6-1, but I just don't think they're a 6-1 team. Like, it's just because of Rodgers, man.
It's 100% Rodgers, and whenever you were saying earlier, they go to Cardinals, they go to Arizona Thursday night without Devontae Adams or not Devontae Adams, yeah, Devontae
Devontae
Adams,
Adams and Alan Lazard,
yeah. Um, it's still Aaron Rodgers.
which is so terrifying because they could go in and win.
Exactly. Now Arizona's a different kind of beast right now,
Yes.
but it's Aaron Rodgers. I have a hard time ever counting out Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter who he has to throw to. He still has Tonyan, still has Randall Cobb,
He's still going to have
still
Aaron
got
Jones and
Aaron
A.J. Dillon.
Jones.
Like, it's so weird that they have, like, good players, but to be honest, if you take Aaron Rodgers out of this team,
Switch quarterbacks right here.
these two?
Heineke and Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Oh, Aaron
Or
Rodgers
Fitzpatrick.
wins this game for Washington, like 24-10. Literally, the score just switches.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Heineke would have better weapons, but we've seen Rodgers throw to a piece of paper and they score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
I have a hard time counting Aaron Rodgers out. We'll see. This will be. We're starting next week off with a bang.
yeah.
But
Thursday night, Green Bay goes to Arizona. We'll see. I mean, Rodgers could shut me up and say, like, it doesn't matter who I have. I own you.
I own you.
So, I mean, we'll see. Washington needs help. Green Bay's rolling, but definitely Rodgers won't be there next season. Let's be honest.
No.
Which I also think means Devontae Adams will also not be there.
They're about to flip.
So that pair could move somewhere. Hopefully nowhere near either of our teams.
Go to the AFC, please.
Thank you. Speaking of the AFC, Kansas City forgot to show up in Tennessee.
I'm full panic if I'm Kansas City.
Dude.
There's no reason. Yes, Patrick Mahomes got hurt in this, but that happened late in the game. Before he was taken out, he looked terrible. He just looked bad.
I don't know what it is, man. It's like I don't root for Mahomes, but like I am like frustrated. Like when you watch the greats play, you want them to be great so you can witness it. But when they're playing like this,
6 QBR.
What are we supposed to do? Derrick Henry had a better QBR.
With one pass.
Yeah, it was a touchdown. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know, man. This it's bad. It's just bad.
It's not, and the thing that's worrisome too about the Chiefs is that, like, yeah, Mahomes isn't playing like Mahomes. That sucks, right?
The whole team.
The defense doesn't exist. So, like,
there is no rushing game.
Derrick Henry had a off week. He ran for 86 yards, had an off week, and they still won.
And it wasn't close. It just wasn't close.
I was worried about the Titans after they lost to the Jets in overtime. Then they beat the Bills. Then they beat the Chiefs. I'm not worried.
Jets are the best team in football. That's why they got Joe Flacco.
No, the Jets. I went over this. You want me to go over it? The Titans lost to the Jets.
Well.
The Jets lost to the Patriots. The Patriots lost to the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost to the Bucks. The Bucks lost to the Rams. The Rams lost to the Cardinals. So therefore, the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL.
That's 6-0. That actually makes sense.
Crazy. Crazy. But dude, I don't know. I'm full steam ahead on Tennessee being a top 2 team in the AFC. And I'm full steam ahead on the Chiefs being lucky if they make playoffs.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, especially with the division they're in. It's bad. It's just bad. Patrick Mahomes, wake up, figure it out. Defense, wake up, figure it out. Andy Reid, I'm sure you're already spending 22 hours a day trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Get to work better. Do better.
I'm trying to think of like
anything
that could be like, oh, this is bad. Like just this one.
I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to find anything that was positive. And that's tough. Chad Henne didn't do awful.
That is true. He did not.
That's what I got.
The Chiefs did have 3 turnovers, man. 2 from Mahomes. I don't know, man. They need help. I don't know where it is, where it's going to come from. They're very fortunate to play the Giants this next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Before this season started, this was my most anticipated game of the year. And then coming into this week, it was just kind of, well, if the Chiefs show up, it might be a good game. And this was the result.
I will say, the Chiefs play the Giants, right? They get away with it. Then they play Green Bay, Las Vegas, Dallas. Then they get away with it because they play Denver. Then they play Las Vegas, San Diego, LA, the Chargers. Then they get Steelers, Bengals, Broncos. Like, they do not have an easy rest of their schedule.
They don't.
Let's be honest.
Break. They've got easy games, quote unquote easy games, is the Giants, the Broncos twice, throw the Steelers in there for pity points.
I honestly see them finishing 10-7, 11-6 at best.
10-7 at best.
I think they could get 11-6 if they figure some things out. Like if they're gonna have to do it.
They could easily lose to the Cowboys, beat the Broncos, figure it out in that span right there, because they have a bye. I think it looks like they have a bye week after the Cowboys.
Yep.
Come back and win the last 6 games of the season.
They need help, man.
They need help.
The Titans, though, look good. AJ Brown's back. Julio's doing Julio things week in and week out now. This team is rolling.
Derrick Henry's down weeks is 86 yards and throwing a touchdown. So there are teams that didn't get 86 yards rushing teams in the game
the Chiefs
this week.
There's one. Done. Derrick Henry had an off week and ran more than the Chiefs. All right, next game, because I'm done ragging on the Chiefs. Atlanta went into Miami 130-28 on a last-second field goal, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Young Hoke. Yeah. Tua showed up.
It's honestly, I feel bad for Miami. With if you looked at their stat line, you would say
100% they slaughtered us.
Oh, they won. Then you look at the score line, you go, oh no.
Tua showed up. He had one awful interception and then one that was forced. Outside of that, he looked amazing. Outside of that,
I mean, he's back.
Yeah, and he's back and he's healthy. I will say props to the Atlanta offensive line. I've been ragging on them most of this season. They've given up 2 sacks in the last 2 games for Atlanta.
Hey, it's progress.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Ryan is still doing Matt Ryan things, slinging the ball deep. Right?
Yeah.
He still got it. Some people were questioning that.
Kyle Pitts finally getting involved. 2 weeks in a row now.
Second week in a row.
150 yards.
I mean,
both tight ends on both sides of the ball, first of all.
True. It's hard to look at this game because no offense to your Falcons, but I don't see either team being a playoff team. I thought the Dolphins would be a playoff team at the beginning of the season, but Tua got injured, whatever, right?
Yeah, that killed it.
But
Falcons don't. I mean, the Falcons are looking better in the last 3 weeks than they did the first 3 weeks. That's still not good.
I mean, technically, you guys are tied with the 7 seed in the NFC right now.
I mean, I'll take that.
So you guys,
can we continue that?
Can you guys make the playoffs? Now there's 7 seeds, right? I mean, it's been a few years, obviously, with that, but with how looking at some of the teams below you, the Bears, meh. The Panthers, down, trend. The 49ers, meh. Washington, meh. Eagles, Giants, Seahawks, Lions. You guys have a chance for playoffs.
It's slowly shaping up to where there's only legitimately 9 teams in the NFL that have a chance. Take out the 4 division winners, and you've got 5 teams fighting for 3 spots.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that because the Rams are going to win one of those. So I would say
4 fighting for 2.
Yeah.
That's good. I forgot the Rams
exist, yeah. Yeah, so
it's weird because, again, with Kirk Cousins being the Vikings, he's looked amazing this year, and yet they still win games by less than 3, lose games by less than 3. That trend continues, and if the Falcons do the same thing, it's going to come down to a coin flip. Or actually, it'll probably be head-to-head. Nope, we don't play them this year. So
I think the Dolphins should try not to win as many games as they can. Get a good draft pick, and
not supposed to do that. Doesn't mean you can't. You're not supposed to do that.
Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember if the Dolphins have if they traded their first round pick. Didn't they trade up? Yes.
Yes.
The Dolphins do not have their first round pick.
So do whatever this year. You're still not going to get. You're screwed next year too. Who did they trade it to?
They traded to Philly.
Oh yeah, do whatever. They need help too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel bad for Tua because he played well, but
I mean,
it's
it's not all
honestly
bad.
it's honestly how the Dolphin season's been going.
Yeah, it's not all bad. The fact that Tua is healthy and he's doing good, that bodes well for them moving forward. As far as this season's pretty much washed already.
Yeah.
But moving forward, that's gonna be something to look out for. Give him another year with the same wide receivers, the same tight ends, the same offensive line. Hopefully the conversation we had before this season about the Miami Dolphins will be the same conversation we
Mm-hmm.
have going into next year.
I agree.
But we'll actually see some production.
I agree.
That's the dream.
They're 3 games back on the 7th seed, so I don't. And the 7th seed, by the way, is Cleveland. So yeah,
Yeah.
because the 7 seeds, by the way, I looked at this in order from 1 to 7.
Mhm.
Cincinnati, Las Vegas, Tennessee, Buffalo, Baltimore, LA Chargers, Cleveland.
I'm looking at that now, and it's 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 4 wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel bad for the Dolphins. Their season definitely has not gone their way. It's sort of out of their control, but welcome to the NFL, right? And the Falcons trending kind of there.
Yeah, I mean it's in my most unbiased opinion. It's trending in a better direction,
Mm-hmm.
in a more win heavy direction. Started 0-2, been 3-1 since then.
I mean, you guys could be 4-2 right now with that
Could be
Washington
4-2.
game, right? Which
Yeah.
would technically have you in the playoffs right now. So
Yeah.
you guys are there.
And looking forward, we don't have an unfavorable schedule, but I don't know if it's the one I would pick. Panthers
Yeah.
should be okay. Saints, don't know what's going to happen there. Cowboys probably lost. Patriots look terrible. Jaguars look terrible. And then we've got our divisional games. Actually, I like our chances looking at the schedule again.
You guys, I can see you
With
guys
how the season's
finishing like
developed.
10-7
Yes.
is kind of where I'm seeing you guys finish. Is that a
There's a
playoff spot? Probably in the NFC.
The way the NFC's going, yeah.
But we'll
There's a lot of time between now and then still.
we'll see. You guys play Carolina next week, so it should be
Fingers crossed.
a good game, hopefully.
Dolphins play Texas Bills.
No, yeah, okay. So Miami's got a loss next week.
Mm-hmm.
But to the next game, the Jets also did not show up. They went into New England, and Mac Jones played part of the game because they were that far ahead.
For those of you who don't know, Patriots won 54-13. Yes, the same Patriots that got destroyed a couple weeks ago. Are the Jets that bad, or do the Patriots just do that good? Mac Jones looks really good.
I think it is a mix of Mac Jones, like really understanding the NFL. Like he showed it against Dallas, right? Like, to be honest, there were chances for Mac Jones to close out against Dallas. Like we probably should have lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
But he's figuring it out, and I don't like it because that means Belichick has another guy, and I don't.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on Mac Jones, but this bodes well for him just as a whole. I'm pretty sure the Jets gave up before the fourth quarter even started. So
yeah,
20 of these points or so is just garbage time, which usually I don't see garbage time points for the winning team.
Yeah.
But
I mean, let's be okay. I'm gonna go through the drives for the Jets in the second half. Touchdown, awesome. Interception, ugh. Interception. All right, calm down. Loss of downs. We are not punting. Okay, fumble. All right. Like they did great and then just forgot for the rest of the half.
You ever, whenever you were a kid or even now, you lay in bed and just like throw a ball up and catch it?
Uh-huh.
They threw the ball up and just never caught it, and it just kept falling like through the bed, through the floor, through the dining table. Like caught it the first time, touchdown. Second time, oh, dropped it on the bed, picked it up. Did it again, oh, fell off the bed this time,
Oh
turnover on
no,
down.
that's the worst.
I, it, I
And then it
mean,
hit him on the
they
face, and then it just
the game was not. They had a chance. 3.5 minutes into the third quarter, still. Yeah, 13-31, not great. There's a lot of time left on the clock, and then it just interception, turnover on downs, punt,
yeah.
thump. Like
Zach Wilson did get injured, but like we said it
is Zach
before, the Jets need help.
is Zach Wilson worth 30 points in this game?
Maybe 10. So maybe they would have lost 47 to 20.
23. I mean,
Not as bad.
not as bad. It's a little bit better, but
The Patriots are, in my opinion, slowly starting to figure things out again.
Yeah.
Very slowly.
I mean, almost beat the Bucks, barely beat the Texans, should have beat your Cowboys,
Yeah.
and then this is the result against the Jets.
It's the second time that they made the Jets look horrible.
Embarrassed. Yeah. They actually doubled the score of the last time.
Yeah, just
Almost
barely.
perfectly.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. Next week they have the Chargers, and I would be on edge if I'm the Chargers after seeing the Patriots the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not to say the Patriots are going to win, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to count them out as quickly as I would have a month ago.
True. That's exactly how I feel. So Patriots trending up. Jets non-existent.
I don't know if there's more down.
Non-existent. They're just fortunate that they have a win, unlike the Lions. Maybe they didn't even want to win at this point.
They may not want it.
Oh, too late for
I'll
that.
take it. Yeah.
A team that got a win that I don't think should have. The Giants.
What the F was this game?
They made Matt Rule bench Sam Darnold. They won 25-3.
It was 3-5 at halftime.
Yes.
Scoregami hopes were high.
We just needed one field goal from Carolina to end at 6-5, and we had it.
And then they forgot how to play football in the second half.
To be honest, I don't really know what to say about this game. So, I don't know how long I want to spend on it, because I don't...
It was a bad game. On both sides of the ball. It was just, on both teams, both sides of the ball, it was just terrible.
I mean, I don't think we can really say that about the Giants.
They capitalized on field position and taking advantage of a piss-poor Carolina defense.
All right, next game.
I
I mean, that sums it up. I don't have to say anything else. Because
this game was bad.
Honestly, Carolina looks horrible.
I need Carolina and the Broncos to play a game against each other right now.
I don't.
I just want to see who's really the worst of the...
The game would tie 9-9, and it's because they both scored a touchdown, got the extra point, and then got a safety. 9-9 would be...
I was going with one, missed the extra point, and they got a field goal. But
it was a touchdown from the Panthers, got the safety. They're at 9. The Broncos scored 6, missed the extra point, then kick a game-tying field goal.
And then
as time expires.
Overtime.
Yep, that sounds like this game.
God.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
This game was just bad.
I don't even want to say the Giants are trending in any direction. Like, they played a really bad Panthers team, and they got a win.
Next game.
Yeah, to the most exciting game / not even close.
It was exciting for a while. It was exciting until about halfway through the third quarter.
Cincinnati went into Baltimore and basically shut everyone up. They won 41-17.
Well, hold on now. Yes, the Cincinnati won, and it was a convincing win. Up until halftime, I was still picking Baltimore by a mile.
Oh, me too.
And then for whatever reason, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and the boys, Joe Mixon, name anybody else on their offense, ran it down their throat
I mean,
and did not let up.
I'm terrified of this Bengals team.
Yes.
They scored 41 points with Joe Mixon having 59 rushing yards.
One touchdown for him?
Yes.
Yeah. This was not the same Bengals team that missed 3 field goals against the Packers.
I didn't even remember that, to be honest, until you brought it up.
If this team showed up against the Packers, 6-1. I mean, that's not fair to say because you could put this game against anybody, and I think the Bengals would win it. But this was just damn near perfection from the Bengals.
And I don't even want to say that, like, the Ravens, like, lost the game by, like, turning the ball over a lot or doing this. Like, most teams, like, when you see scores like this, it's usually like,
Baltimore made so many mistakes.
Right. But
not the case in this game at all.
They had 5 penalties, no turnovers. The Bengals just outplayed them.
Lamar Jackson did Lamar Jackson things, 250 in the air and a touchdown, 88 on the ground. Like, this was not an abnormal game for the Ravens. It's just the Bengals.
Like, what?
I don't know. Jamar Chase had 201 yards. God, like, I don't know. This Bengals team is scary. They just did that to the Ravens, who were, up until this week, probably one of my AFC favorites, if not the favorite.
I'm almost, to be honest with you, I am almost on the Bengals to be the number 1 seed train.
It's trending that way. Well, they play the Jets this week.
Oh, no. Oh, no,
If a team forfeits, what's the score? Is it 2-0?
I don't know.
That's what says should happen. The Jets should just not even attempt.
The game.
I don't know. The Jets beat the Titans. Huh.
The game of the day after Christmas will decide who wins this division.
Yes.
We have a rematch in Cincinnati. That game, in my opinion, will decide who wins the division.
So by saying that, you're counting the Browns out.
Honestly,
from winning the division, not playoffs, but winning the division.
With how Cincy and Baltimore have been playing, I don't think anyone can stop them.
As long as the Browns can stay within arm's reach of Bengals and the Ravens, Browns will snag that 7th seed.
The only way that the Browns can win this division is they still have 2 games against both Cincy and Baltimore. They have to win.
4-0.
They have to go 3-1 minimum. And hope that something happens, right?
Way, yeah.
They have to go 3-1 minimum in those 4 games. Will they do that? I don't think so.
No.
They could go 2-2, I think.
That's just going to make things more interesting.
Right? Actually, do that. I'm here for it. I want a 3-way tie going into week 17.
Just want to briefly touch
18.
on the Bengals' 2 losses was the field goal game against the Packers, which by all means could have been a win, but they also missed 3 field goals in the last minute and a half plus overtime of the game. Yep. And the other one was to the Bears, which was lost by a field goal. So just keep the game close and you're going to eke it out? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that the game plan?
See, you would say that, but like they
have 2 wins in the same situation.
Yeah. So like
I'll take if that's what it is, I'll take my coin flip. They literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 games where they went 2-2 that were decided by a field goal.
Let me ask you this about Joe Burrow, and we'll jump to the Ravens and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Does Joe Burrow beat out Dak Prescott for Comeback Player of the Year? Because they were both out for a majority of last season.
Ooh.
Because right now, I would say they're almost neck and neck.
Right now, they are dead even, and I know this is a player award, but we know how that goes.
Unfortunately, yep.
Which team does better at the end of the year?
To be honest with you,
That's who's gonna win the award,
they could
unfortunately.
both be tied.
This could be a Super Bowl matchup. That would be something.
I'm not against it, because that means the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl. And then everyone can hear me on every episode go, that's
Lord.
right. Oh, my CeeDee Lamb Super Bowl winning jersey. Oh, man.
Hasn't been washed in 3 months because that's how long it's been since they lost, baby.
I don't know, man.
I don't
would
know.
say I
Joe
want to
Burrow.
I want to root for Dak, but
I also want to root for Dak, and I don't know. Even bias aside, it's like even with bias, it's like 50-50.
yeah, Burrow was playing that well,
Burrow is playing out of his mind, but so is Dak.
which I don't like.
So uh, it's down to them two. I don't see anybody else snagging that
I think
the Alex Smith Comeback Player of the Year award.
they need to rename it.
It's my name for it.
On the other side, the Ravens, like you said, it's the same old, same old. They did their thing. It just didn't work out. I think it's the last thing I'm going to say in the Ravens, or the only thing I guess, is the same thing we've been saying week in and week out. Lamar Jackson's playing really well. He needs running back help.
He was half of the carries and 90% of the yards, 80% of the yards. It's the same story. They didn't play a bad game. They had, like you said, 5 penalties and no turnovers.
Yeah. I would take that every week for my team.
Lamar, the only like other than the score, the only really bad thing in this is Lamar was sacked 5 times.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Both teams are playoffs for sure.
Yes, I don't think I have any doubt of that. Yeah.
So
wow,
we'll see. But to another team that also doesn't know how to utilize their running backs, the Eagles went into Las Vegas and lost by 11, 33-22.
The only running back that they did know how to utilize little bit got carted off the field. Miles Sanders. So, what do you do now if you're the Eagles?
Just give it to Jalen Hurts. We've been doing it anyways.
Philadelphia wants Jalen Hurts to be Lamar Jackson so bad.
He's just not gonna be. The thing is, it's like he didn't even play bad. Like 18 to 34, yeah, which he could be better. 236, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks, 61 rushing yards. Like I'm not against that.
1 fumble for him, but no, that's I will take. I want that. Maybe throw it a little bit less, or complete more passes. Either way.
Well, I mean, they were split 34/32 passing to rushing, so.
And they don't have a rushing game, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Eagles team is offensively, yeah, they need a run game. Defensively, they're not too bad off. Could be better, but they didn't have any takeaways in this game.
They've been unfortunate with some injuries here and there on the Eagles side.
Yeah, that doesn't help at all for sure.
But it's so hard to talk about injuries. But then, like, I also believe like great teams will find out ways to win regardless of who's injured, unless like literally your whole team's injured. But like the Ravens have 37 players in IR. I think is the number now. That's not the actual number, but
8 of them are running backs.
Yeah, so like the Ravens have figured out how to win regardless of who steps on the field.
There is a team. I think it might be the Ravens actually. They have 8 linebackers. No,
it's the Broncos. They traded for
the Broncos.
A random linebacker from the Eagles.
And they have 8 linebackers on IR, or 8 linebackers injured. 6 of them are season-ending IR.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yeah, I kind of understand a weak spot at linebacker.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, yeah.
I think Nick Sirianni needs to go.
They need a change up front for sure.
I think it's his first year. If I could be wrong. I think it's his first year as their head coach, but
it's not looking good for him regardless. The game against I'll say it as a Falcons fan, Eagles fans will probably follow me up on this, please, Ken. Um, the game against the Falcons was a fluke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have won. Just whatever happened in that game, it has yet to replicate itself
Yeah.
anytime during the season.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it will against the Lions. Maybe the Lions is their turning point, and then they fight for that seventh seed. But they got a long way to go. They can only lose they can only lose like two, maybe three more games to have a chance.
The thing is, too, is like I'm looking at Jalen Hurts stats, and his touchdown to interception ratio is 10-4. He's been sacked 14 times this season. He's averaging 2 sacks a game, which doesn't help.
Not terrible.
But yeah, could be worse. He has a 89.5 rating, but his QBR is 38.8.
Yeah.
And he's averaging 5.5 yards a rush, 5 rushing touchdowns. Like technically, his touchdown interception ratio is 15-4.
He needs help.
3 lost fumbles, so we'll say his turnovers is 15-7.
Are you looking at just look at the Eagles roster or Eagles schedule for the rest of the year? What do you think that this is a two-part question. What do you think they finish up
2-5 is current.
roughly?
What is their schedule?
Yeah.
This team could end up like 7-9 all of a sudden. 7-10.
Now give them a run game. What do they end up? Not much better than that, but
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
think
say,
they
like,
eke out another. I think they eke out another win or two if they have a run game.
with a run game, the max they could hit would be 1, 2, like 10-7. With a run game, max they could hit 10-7 with losses to Chargers, Dallas.
Yeah. So this team is not in. This team is that close to being in the playoffs. Their schedule is cupcake
I
almost.
don't even think it's the run game. I think it's
The
coaching.
coaching has a lot to do with it too.
I think it's coaching.
The coaching has a lot to do with it, of course. But they need help in more than one way.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is good. He's not great, but he's not great because of the situation he's in.
Yeah. And man, the Raiders
Raiders, on the other hand, pretty dang good.
have a
They're
rough
hard.
schedule.
They have a terrible schedule.
Yeah, they play the Giants. They go on to bye this week, right? So they get a bye week, which is good because they played 2 games after Gruden, obviously for good reason, got taken out of the team, and like they got right back to back 2 weeks with a new coach and new system, whatever. I think having a bye week now is actually really beneficial to this team, so they can sort of like step back and focus on
The future, the rest of the season.
So they play the Giants after that. That's a cupcake. They play the Chiefs, which honestly the Chiefs can't get it together.
Might not be too bad.
Yeah. Then
That's
they play
3 weeks away.
Bengals, Dallas. If the Chiefs get it together by that next game, they play the Chiefs and the Browns, and they end with the Chargers. I don't know, man. I think they'll make playoffs, but
They're definitely a wild card team. I think because the Chargers, I think, will take the division. But the Raiders are
based off the Chargers' schedule, yes, the Chargers will take the
yeah.
division.
Raiders are doing really good so far. Derek Carr is almost back to how he was MVP season before he got injured,
Mm-hmm.
which he's never been the same since. Up until now, he's starting to look like that Derek Carr again. Kenyon Drake's doing his thing with Josh Jacobs. I'd like to see a couple more rushes, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They really spread it out too.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah, they're one of the few teams that use like every player on their roster.
Yeah, no lie. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different players have at least one rush. 2 of those are
Then they
quarterbacks.
had 9 people catch a pass.
Yeah,
They're
like
using
keep
every player.
them guessing. Like that's perfect. Defense got 2 turnovers.
I don't know, man. The Raiders
The
look
Raiders,
good. I'm not gonna say like they look good. They look
no.
good, right? Like there's
If the
inflection, guys,
Raiders
on my good. If you can't tell.
the Raiders should make playoffs. More than likely, they'll
Yeah.
make playoffs as a wild card. And if they make it kind of like how the Rams are the 5th seed in the wild card right now,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not undefeated because of the Cardinals,
Yeah.
the Raiders could be extremely scary.
The
Are
Raiders
and possibly will be extremely scary come playoffs.
the Raiders will be a 5th or 6th seed. They are unfortunate, and it's sort of the same thing with like Ravens/Bengals and Chargers and Browns, like all these teams, because there's so many good teams in the AFC right now that you could end up going 12-5 in the AFC
And it's not enough.
and be the 7th seed.
Yeah.
So it's
It's not enough in the division.
we'll see what happens, but I think the Raiders are trending in the right direction. I think
Most definitely.
I think they're learning what the new system is going to look like, and so far, I mean, they're 2-0 with it. So they just got to keep building off of it. So the Eagles, unfortunately, I think need a whole system change. So
They need a little restructuring.
yeah, which we probably won't get this season. You probably won't even get it next season. So
Not until halfway through next season. He'll be one of those coaches that's fired after week 4.
yeah, that's probably a good point. But a team that I don't even know where to start. The
Good
Lions.
teams find ways to win games. I don't know what else there is to say about this game.
The
The Lions had them.
dude, they had them. They lost 19-28 in LA. They had them. They were up 13-3. And then they were up 19-17 in the second half, and then it just slipped away. It was 19-17. They took the lead. Then the Rams scored a touchdown, 25-19. That's fine. Jared Goff threw a pick, 19-28. You're like, okay, 2 possessions. We got this. He threw another pick. And then that was the end of the game. It
hurts.
I don't know really, like, it's hard to like really dive into this game because it's how the Lions season feels.
I just like looking at the win probability graph. Like it was very
Oh yeah.
the whole game is just up and down, but it never gives the Lions a chance.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
This game was it was weird because it looked like the Lions knew what they were doing.
And then it looked
The
like
Lions,
they didn't.
and then they just just kidding. I don't want to win. That was fun though. Thanks.
It's the same thing we've talked about all season with the Lions. They do not play 4 quarters of football.
And it showed again. If they just briefly looking at their schedule, if they played 4 quarters of ball, they would have won this game. They would have beat the Vikings. They would have beat the Ravens. They would have beat the 49ers. They probably would have beat the Packers.
Because they
If
were
they
up.
played all,
They were up. That's right, on the
if they
Packers.
played all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
But the fact that they play 2.5 at best leaves them at 0-7.
Yeah, you're not going to win games playing 2.5 quarters. Right? Like, unless you're playing a team who only plays 1.5.
Yeah, I mean,
But
against the Bengals, I don't even know if they did play a quarter because they got 11 points in the 4th after being down 28-0.
they played half a
34.
quarter.
They got 8.5 on. Yeah, perfect. The Lions, like they're down and out. They are top 3 pick guaranteed at this point.
Yeah.
The only way I see them winning a game at this point will be somebody is clinched and
Very
has
last
all
week
their
of the
starters.
season, they play the
Packers or
Packers.
Seahawks. Yeah.
The Seahawks will definitely not have clinched.
Yeah, good point.
The Seahawks are atrocious right now.
So,
Yeah.
first 0-17 team in the first year of the 17th
I would
Steve
say,
roster.
yeah. Yeah.
It's bad. Rams, on the other hand, not their best game of the year.
No. This
Still
happens,
six and
though.
one.
Good teams, just for some reason, they just don't play that hard against bad teams. And then
I mean,
when the coach is
if
like, hey, we might
what the
lose,
heck?
they're like, oh, my bad.
All right, let me try for two possessions real quick. Oh, look, we're up by 9 points. We're good now.
Yeah, the defense
Like,
is like, you want me to... Okay, I intercepted it. Now what?
oh, yeah, let me just take care of this.
So, like you said, it wasn't a good game, but they won. Stafford looks good. Yeah,
Ooh,
I don't know what else to say about the Rams, man.
Jared Goff looks bad.
Whoa.
Yeah, like 6-1 feels like they should be 6-1.
Yeah. 0-7
Oh,
for the
it's
Detroit.
7. Like they should be 0
Honestly, they should be 0-8 through 7 games.
No, they've only played like a total of 3.5 games.
Right, they should just be 0-3 based on how many quarters they play. All right, enough about that game. The next game I don't even talk about that much either because the Cardinals 7-0.
Arizona good, Houston bad. Scorigami.
True, it was Scorigami 31-5.
In this
Yeah,
house, we vote for Scorigami.
I still feel bad that Tyrod Taylor's not playing because this team is definitely, I think,
Desperately needs.
yeah, I think they're better than 1-6 with Tyrod, but
One thing I do want to say on this, Davis Mills, props to you for trying. I guess piggybacking off the Tyrod Taylor thing. Davis Mills, props for you for trying, but 135 yards on 23 completions ain't gonna do it, bud.
not even close. Not against anyone. Unless you're the Saints in week 1 against the Packers. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But Cardinals
Wait
look
a
good,
second.
man.
Oh, no,
Did
never mind.
you see what Zach Ertz said about about this game? Obviously, he got traded from the Eagles before
Yeah.
their last
Saturday
game,
or
not this one.
Friday. Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "I've never seen so much green in the middle of the field."
That might be the
I don't know.
most perfect way to describe the Texans right now.
I don't know if that was just a shot at the Texans or also a
Oh,
shot at
no.
the Eagles for how they structure their offense. Like,
You tell me. So
what?
I see what you're saying. There's two ways to look at that. There's either the Texans don't know how to play defense, or the Eagles don't know how to find the holes in defenses. Let's go with both.
Oh
But,
man.
Twitch chat on twitch.tv/meme streams 32 teams. We are live. We're a little bit early today, but we're always here every Tuesday. Twitch chat contributing to the conversation saying it's both. It's probably both.
It's probably both.
It's probably both.
Yeah, man. I mean, good for Zach
God.
Ertz, but that's
Fell asleep 2-5, woke up 7-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
On to
So-
another game we're going to talk about for less than 60 seconds.
The Buccaneers look good. Justin Fields needs to be benched.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Brady 600 touchdowns. We mentioned that earlier. Congrats. Woo.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, Justin Fields had 5 turnovers in this game.
Mike Evans finally found the end zone more than once in a game.
The saving grace for this Bears team is it is very similar to the Browns. No matter what running back they put in, they seem to produce.
It worked.
Awesome. That's all you got.
You got one good player out of 53. I'll leave special teams out. You got one good player out of like 35, 40. One more comment on Zach Ertz. Thank you, Twitch chat. He's the only NFL player to have back-to-back touchdowns in 2 weeks with different teams. That's pretty cool.
Good for him.
Good for him. He's a little past his prime, but he's a damn good player.
Yeah.
Weak at the tight ends. I don't know if we mentioned that. Tight ends across the board just kind of went off.
Yeah. Very interesting week. Very interesting.
But yeah, Tampa Bay good, Bears bad. Need help.
They, as much as we both wanted Justin Fields to be successful, they need to play a veteran. They just do. Like it.
It's not working
Stop.
right now.
Stop putting him like there.
Matt Nagy got bullied into starting Justin Fields, and now I think I have a little bit more respect for Matt Nagy than I previously had. Still not much. He's still not the best shot caller.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he also just tested positive for COVID, so I don't think he will be there this next week.
that doesn't bode well for the Bears.
So, yes, he says he tested positive for COVID. So,
Well then,
he probably will not be there against San Francisco, who they should just play Andy Dalton and win the game. It's real simple.
it is. It's pretty black and white. Yeah, Justin Fields won't win you games right now, and I hate to say that because we talked him up so much. But that's where we're at right now. Justin Fields bad.
Unfortunately. But speaking of
3
their next week opponent, San Francisco, they welcomed in Indianapolis in the pouring rain and lost
Did you see the
30-18.
guy? You saw the guy in the swimsuit. He had the swim cap and the goggles on.
I did
sitting in
not.
the front row.
Oh my gosh, that's gold. I love fans who just like really get into it.
Yeah. They showed him at I think it was the beginning of the fourth quarter, and all the commentators could do was just burst out and be like, "Well, at least somebody came prepared."
True.
It was bad. It was
Dude,
so windy.
It was really bad, but like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This Colts team is really starting to like
Figure it out.
Figure it out. And Carson Wentz is starting to sort of dial it back in.
Mhm.
So like, Eagles
And
fans, I know you're happy because you need Carson Wentz to play a certain amount of snaps, even make the playoffs for you guys to get a draft pick. I get it. But like, he's slowly starting to figure it out.
Yeah, Colts are. I mean, it's very slow start to the season. Very slow start to the season.
I feel bad. They play Tennessee this next week. So
Well, I mean, they can still put up a fight. Iron sharpens iron and all that.
sure, yeah, I
They'll get
guess.
blown up by 15.
They may lose by 10. Yeah, you're right.
Oh no. And I want to say I was gonna. Very first thing was looking at this: 17 completions for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Okay, could be better. Keep in mind, it probably rained a solid 12 inches during this game.
I mean, it was bad.
It was terrible.
Also, I don't know if you saw this, but the two
Yeah.
starting running backs,
Yeah.
you see it too, right? They had
Yeah.
the same amount of carries, yards, and touchdowns. 18 for 107 and 1 rushing touchdown. Both Jonathan Taylor and Elijah Mitchell.
Which in a game where it's can't see your hand in front of your face raining, you want a run game. And both teams delivered on that side.
And it worked out because I started Elijah Mitchell in fantasy and played against Jonathan Taylor. So technically, the players cancel each other out. I know Jonathan Taylor had 3 catches for 3 yards, so he gets an extra 3.3. But technically, it's like nothing happened.
Basically a wash, yeah.
It was fantastic.
I started Deebo Samuel and was surprised that he got as much as he did.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it. Anyway, this was one of the more entertaining games of the week for me.
Just because of the weather.
Because of the weather and how both teams adapted very well to it. Garoppolo kind of had his issues, with 2 interceptions, but he's been struggling all year.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, it's like
I guess he's our
sure.
quarterback. Shanahan.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The Colts, I think, are trending in the right direction. They're slowly, finally, figuring it out.
Not as aggressive as some other teams that have flipped the script and are now doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit slower, but if this game, I don't know how much you can take from this game considering the weather,
Mm-hmm.
but they adapted very well and it worked out very well. They won the game.
Yeah. The 49ers, I don't know, man. It's the same thing I talked about before the season. Like, this team's a quarterback away from being relevant. And I'll go on record and say it again. I think they're a quarterback away from being relevant.
Even with Trey Lance?
They still need a quarterback. I don't trust either of them, man. Neither of them have played well this season. I mean, and they're both injured, so that doesn't help anything.
That's fair, too.
But, like...
Yeah. Like we said, 49ers and the Bears play. I don't know what to expect out of that game.
That's going to be a game that's either going to be, like, 10-7 or, like, 41-38.
I'm going 10-7 with minimum 6 turnovers.
I'm going to go, like, 20-14 with, like, 4 turnovers.
Yeah. That's not a
It's going to be bad. But yeah, the 49ers, they have so much talent, man. It just sucks to see all of it go to waste.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are unfortunate that Kittle isn't playing, but they still have
Even
so
with
much,
Kittle.
right? Like, shout out to the Colts, though.
Shout out to the Colts. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
And then
And then
another game that was rainy, that was last night, Monday night, was New Orleans went into Seattle and played also in the pouring rain. Not as bad of rain,
not as bad of rain.
but still some relevant rain.
But
And it
this
was
game was the opposite of Sunday night for me.
yeah. I did
Bad.
win money because of this game.
Yes, you did win the pick'em. Yeah.
Yep, I did win the pick'em because of this game. But I mean,
It wasn't an enjoyable game to watch outside of the DK Metcalf touchdown.
I mean, let's be honest. There were only two good players in this game: DK
Kamara and
Metcalf and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was
Everybody
104
else-
other players who were not relevant.
The kickers can be relevant. 100 players.
100 and well, 6.
I'm sure there's
the long snapper, the holder, and the kicker. So 98 players were not relevant in this game.
Yeah.
Actually, I
pretty
can't
much.
even. I'm taking away the Seattle kicker. He went 1 for 3. We're back up to 99 players who were not relevant in this game.
This game was bad. This was a primetime game. And 2 weeks ago, with Russell Wilson healthy and Jameis Winston playing his 20 for 30, 174 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, this would have been a primetime game then. But now we got Geno Smith and the boys.
How were we allowed to watch this game?
I didn't watch the second half of it, honestly.
Why? How is there not like a? We have to change the channel because this game is so boring. Like, why didn't ESPN
Because
make
there
us watch
wasn't
something
another
else?
game. There wasn't something else. Well, ESPN2, I don't know if you've seen this. Side note.
I was watching the Manning cast.
Okay, well, yeah, we were watching the Manning cast. I didn't pay attention to the whole second half of the game. I was just listening to the commentary. But ESPN2 recently has been doing other things, like Ocho, ESPN the Ocho-esque things. Like, I would have happily watched the World Tag Championship over this.
It would have been way more exciting.
Yeah.
Or the World
Don't
Cup
let the
of
balloon.
The balloon. That's exactly
Yes!
what I was gonna say.
Paint dry. I mean, this game was so bad.
I would have read a book instead of watched this game, and I don't read.
Whoa, now.
I'm dead serious.
I'm just happy the World Series is starting tonight.
And Twitch chat, yeah, the World Championship of Cornhole. I would have watched that.
Oh, man. Okay, we're getting sidetracked.
Or if I lived in the Midwest, the World Championship
Bags.
of bags. I don't know, man. What a weird week of football. I don't know. It's just
There were how many games were you happy that you got to watch? I'm saying the Falcons because we won. It was an exciting game.
I'm not gonna put them because I did not care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2 games.
Okay, I'm not counting the Falcons. I'm seeing 2 games.
Cincinnati and
Yep.
the Indy game.
Yep. Other than that, I didn't. None of these games were like, wow, that was a really good game. I'm glad I sat here for 3 hours.
Oh, week 8. Please save us.
Can't be much worse. But looking at week 8,
Oh,
we have again. Oh no, I'm sorry. We only have 2 teams on bye this week,
Yep,
so we get all the games.
we get 15 games this week,
Las Vegas and Baltimore are on bye this week,
which is good because
and-
hopefully Baltimore can get anyone back from injury.
and the Raiders get that, like you were saying, that chance to reset a little bit.
So
But starting out with hopefully a great game, has the potential to be a great game. Also has the potential to be just a complete slaughter. Green Bay at Arizona's Thursday night game.
I'm taking Arizona.
I'm taking Arizona. Maybe possession to 10 points. It's Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard are out. We know, but
It's hard
I have a
because
hard time.
the
Aaron
Cardinals are
Rodgers?
playing so well, yeah, and I could see them winning by 21. But with Rodgers, I could see them winning by 7.
I could see it going into halftime tied because Aaron Rodgers throws a Hail Mary 65 yards down the field
Not again.
going into half.
Wait, didn't he do that against the Cardinals once?
I believe so.
Uh, I'm taking Arizona by 10.
I'm taking Arizona by, yeah, give or take.
You're Atlanta. They welcome in Carolina.
Gotta be Atlanta in this game, right?
That is who I'm picking because Carolina has not existed for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, it's going to be a very happy day in Atlanta. Hopefully, it's going to be a very happy day.
Is Game 4 of the World Series on Sunday?
Game 5.
Game 5. Oh. Game 4 on Saturday?
Game 4 on Saturday, Game 3 Friday.
I have a really happy weekend.
One can.
What? Miami goes into Buffalo. That's Game 3 of the week.
Buffalo by a mile.
I'm going to say Buffalo by 14, but I think Miami could make it Buffalo by 6.
7, yeah.
You know, like it could.
It's looking, Miami's, like, keep saying, trending in the right direction. Tua is looking good. Tua's back and he's healthy, so. But Buffalo's really, really good coming off a bye. So.
Yeah, so we'll see. The first mediocre game of the week, San Francisco at Chicago. Yay. This one's hard for me because it depends on who the Bears want to start at quarterback.
Yes. If it's Andy Dalton, I give it to the Bears, no contest.
If it's Justin
Fields, this game ends at a 12-12 tie.
Oh, no.
Maybe San Francisco.
I'm going to take San Francisco in this one, and I think it's by 3. Maybe 4.
I'm going to have faith in Chicago in Justin Fields one more time.
You sweet soul.
It's going to bite me.
You sweet soul. Pittsburgh goes to Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Philadelphia goes to Detroit. NFL,
Philly,
please.
Easy, Philly.
I know, but it's just like,
it's going to be a terrible game.
Why are we watching?
It's going to be a terrible game.
Tennessee goes into Indy. I think Tennessee by 7.
Tennessee by, yeah.
I think
we have. I'm sorry. Twitch chat. We have a very avid Eagles fan who believes this will be Detroit's first win. It could happen.
I hope not.
I hope not. 0-17, please. Well, last time we said that, hoping for the Jaguars to break the record. They won the next week. So
yeah, I was pretty pissed about it, to be honest.
Yeah. So, but Philly, on to Tennessee and Indy. You're saying Tennessee by 10?
By 7.
By 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cincinnati by 700 over the Jets. Was that too little?
Clinic.
Cincinnati by 7,000?
I don't know, man. They're going to put on a full clinic. I would like to know.
Unless Joe Flacco is amazing in New York.
Oh, and they only lose by 400? No, I want to know what is the worst a team lost in back-to-back weeks, because this is about to be it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's going to be the Rams over Houston. Rams at Houston is the next game to finish out the 12 o'clock hour.
Rams by 1,000.
Yeah.
Back-to-back games that are just bye weeks for two teams.
Yeah, basically.
New England then goes into LA and the Chargers. Chargers by 4.
Yeah, I'm saying Chargers by 3. That's one of the better games that's for sure.
I agree. Jacksonville coming off of a bye. Yep. Going into Seattle. To be honest with you, I'm going to go Jacksonville. Because Seattle's
bad right now.
They just don't look relevant.
Hold on. Jacksonville bye week last week, win in London the week before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A win, a bye, and then I think another win coming in here.
Maybe all the energy just went to the Kraken.
For Seattle.
Yeah, I'm gonna Jacksonville.
What do you have Jacksonville winning by?
5.
2. And it's a last-second winner. It's like 20-18. Something like that. Yeah.
NFL.
Washington at Denver.
This game is interesting only because it's gonna pretty much be the trend for both teams for the rest of the season. Both teams are struggling right now. I don't think Denver bounces back though.
Washington by 1.
Yeah, I was about to say Washington by a safety.
They win off of a safety.
Yeah, 2-0.
A last-second safety.
Scoring. That's the only scoring. Hey,
Denver accidentally kneels it in the end zone.
Mississippi State almost won a game like that.
No way.
Like 2011, 2010, something like that. Auburn versus Mississippi State. We got a safety with like 4 minutes left. They kicked a field goal as time expired to win 3-2.
Get me out of here.
Final score is
3-2. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay by 10. I'm not gonna say by a whole lot because Tampa Bay has just been kind of meh against teams.
They're just kind of coasting recently.
So I'm gonna say 10.
I'm gonna take Tampa by. I think this one's gonna be a little bit closer. It is a division game. This is Jameis's old team.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it is Tom Brady led, but I feel like this game could be better than expected. In New
Hopefully.
Orleans.
I hope it's good. Because Tom Brady could go in there and score like 78 points and walk home with his 612th touchdown.
10th. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Sunday night
is, in fact, the best game of the week. Obviously, I'm biased.
Biased, non-biased, it's the best game of the week.
But Dallas at Minnesota. I will let you go first.
I'm picking.
Come on.
Minnesota.
What?
Minnesota, as the trend continues, Minnesota by like 2.
Dallas by 1,000. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, hold on now.
I think Dallas wins by 6.
It's going to be a very close game.
Minnesota will score a late fourth quarter touchdown, be down by 6 points. Dallas will get the ball and will get 2 or 3 important first downs and close out the game.
Okay, that's very fair.
The Giants go to Kansas City, and I don't.
This is the Monday night game.
I don't know what to expect.
Can we just not have a game on Monday night? Just put both of them on bye.
This is the second week in a row that I don't want to watch Monday night.
Okay, well, I'll start by saying this. Under 30. Under 35. I don't know, man. This one's... The Giants don't look good. They don't look bad. They're beaten and bruised.
Here's the thing. The Chiefs should win this game. 100%, they should win this game.
Yes.
So for anyone listening, watching, etc., we are aware the Chiefs should win this game. Okay?
Yes. The Chiefs should win this game convincingly. But it's not gonna happen.
I'm trying to find the words for how I feel. I'm lost. I
don't know what to. Kansas City is still a good team on paper. They just are not. They have no resemblance of that production in reality. New York is beaten and bruised to hell and back. Has multiple issues, but just blew out the Panthers, who are also not great right now.
Okay, my gut's just telling me I'm going Chiefs by 7.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't see a world, even in this reality that we're in right now, where the Chiefs lose to the Giants.
There's no way, right?
No, you know what? I'm taking the Giants.
Okay. Well,
The Jets beat the Titans, so why not the Giants beating the Chiefs? Giants by as little as possible.
by half a point.
Yeah,
The refs felt bad and gave them half a point. So they won.
pity point.
They won 3.5-3.
That's how overtime ends.
Yeah, the refs are just like, go. It's just like, what? Everyone's like,
We're
what?
gonna roll.
What?
We're gonna roll this D20. Pick a number.
All right, I'm thinking a number between 1 and 100. You both give me one number. Whoever's closest wins.
1.
Oh, he got it right. Sorry, Chiefs.
God.
Yeah, man.
There's a couple good games, but overall, it's gonna be a mostly mediocre week.
Yeah. Sucks, man. It sucks, but
Like you said, we had 6 great weeks of football to start out.
Maggie,
Maggie.
we're trying to have a podcast
here.
here. Do you want to come
Yeah, we're
say
about to
hello?
wrap
Is
up.
that what she's trying to do?
I don't know.
She
probably
jumping on the
wants to go
couch?
out, or she's been asleep on the couch until that.
Maybe she had a bad dream and got scared.
Okay.
All right, Eddie. I need your fun fact. For anyone who is new, we do a fun fact at the end of every episode. Eddie gives me a hint, whether it's a number, a year, something. He gives me a hint. I try and guess it. He gives me another hint. Try and guess if I get it wrong. He explains the fun fact. So.
This one's gonna be a little bit difficult for you to guess because
Okay.
your number is a big old goose egg. 0.
Can I get like a time frame, like the 90s, the 80s?
Recently, the 2010s.
2010s 0.
Big old goose egg.
Does it have to do with offense or defense or special teams? Any of those
Yes
three?
to one of those 3. Yes.
Special teams,
No.
defense.
No.
So it's offense. Okay.
Yeah.
0.
Big old goose egg. It revolves around one of our favorite players of past. He's no longer playing. He was
Wait. Is it about someone not fumbling an entire season, like a top running back?
no. It's worse than that.
What's worse?
I'll give you.
Is
Give
it
you
like
the
someone
stat
not
line.
scoring touchdowns for like 9 games?
It is. It is someone.
Is it Julio
group-
Jones? No, he's still playing.
It is a group of someone. But I'll give you this stat line and see if you can figure it out.
Okay.
9-7, 65% completions. That's all I'm giving you. Almost 500 passing attempts. I'll
He's
give you that.
not playing? Oh, did someone... Is it like the most yards in a game without throwing a touchdown?
No, it has to do with a season.
I have no idea.
So Alex Smith
Oh,
was
no.
the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
It's not
no.
Alex Smith. Well, kind of Alex Smith. He was the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback 2014.
Yeah.
Threw 18 touchdowns. 0 of them were to a wide receiver.
Hold on. You are telling me that entire season he threw 18 touchdowns and the receivers caught none of them?
Goose egg. This was also Jamal Charles at running
Oh,
back.
but we're considering tight ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
No wide receivers caught a touchdown in this season. Tight ends caught probably half of them. Yeah.
They went 9-7 doing that?
And no, they only threw 18 passes, 18 touchdown passes on the season. And yeah, they went 9-7.
Did they have a lot of rushing touchdowns? 18.
They had
Their opponents against them the entire season scored 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and only 23. Wait, was it 23?
22 passing.
22 passing
Yeah.
touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So my question is, what the heck happened in 2014 in the 2014 NFL? Or was the offense just that bad and the defense that good? No, this was a good offense.
Who
This
won
was
the
Alex
Super
Smith
Bowl
and
this
Jamal
year?
Charles.
The Patriots won. Who did they beat? The Patriots beat the Seahawks 28-24. Oh, it was that year that they should
Oh, it
have.
was that year.
Oh no, this was
Mhm.
that year for the Cowboys too. Why did we have to bring this up? How did we get
See,
here?
I didn't look into the season.
I will be honest with you, I forgot that was the 2014 season because I've been trying to block it out of my memory.
Oh no.
And now it's back. Ugh. Twitch chat wanted to guess that the 0 was the number of Super Bowls the Cowboys have in this century. Okay, well look, you guys don't need to call me out, okay? You guys don't need to be calling me out. Also, this is the year the Lions went 11-5. They were relevant. They made the playoffs.
Megatron's. That wasn't Megatron's last year, was it?
Detroit Lions 2014. They did have Calvin Johnson. He had only 1,077 yards. They had Golden Tate had 1,331 yards.
Okay.
Oh. They also had Reggie Bush.
What a squad.
And their other running back, actually, their 3 running backs weren't terrible. They had Joik Bell, Reggie Bush, and Theo Riddick.
I forgot about Theo Riddick. Just to keep on the Kansas City Chiefs, 9-7 on the season. We're just only 1 game away from making playoffs.
Wow.
With no passing touchdowns to their wide receivers. How do you manage that? Impressive. It's impressive.
My brain hurts, man, thinking about that. It just hurts thinking about
They
that.
finished 8th in the AFC. So technically, I guess they were 2 out of playoffs. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. This was also the same year the Panthers made it at 7-8-1. And this was the same year as the Beast Mode run, wasn't it?
No.
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 That was the Seahawks made it like at 7-9, and then that happened.
And then they played the Saints. Yeah, this was the year that they should have handed the ball off to Beast Mode.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
he picks it off at the goal line.
Should have never happened.
I don't know, man. I just can't imagine. It's like having Derrick Henry now and being like,
Yeah, we're going to pass it.
we're at the 1.
I don't know if there will ever be a worse play call than that. I don't know how you can have a worse play call than that.
I don't know, man. It hurts. It hurts to just think about. I'm not even a fan of the Seahawks. It's just
That was just bad.
I'm a fan of good football.
Well,
And it was not good football.
I'm a fan of good football, and I'm not a fan of the Tom Brady-led Patriots at that time.
It sucks because like I'm very thankful that I get to see a great happen right in front of us. But I also am tired of seeing a great happen right in front of us.
Retire, please. Please.
There's no way he does it again, right? Right?
Let's wrap this episode
Right?
up.
We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for episode 49. Like we have said before, we are live on Twitch every Tuesday at Memes Streams 32 Teams. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Just search Memes Streams 32 Teams. And you can find us on Twitter at Memes 32 Teams. Man. Football.
Week 7 in the books.
Man, we are
We're
we're almost halfway done with football this season.
Next week will be episode 50
Next week, we have made the half-century mark.
after like 2 years of trying. 3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Technically the third season since we started.
Yeah.
But hey, we got there.
I'm okay with that.
Episode 50 is next week. Again, we appreciate you guys hanging out, listening, watching, chilling, vibing, and enjoying the content. We will see you guys, like I said, after week 8 with episode 50 for week 8 review and week 9 preview. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Go Braves!